since we have you, we have to navigate through the crease and talk about what could be next for this Maple Leafs franchise. As you alluded to, Joseph Woll was a great story. I love how he had to go back to the American Hockey League to play one playoff game and he was lit up, but so be it. I think that was the biggest positive I can grab outside of Matthew Nyes this season was the emergence of Joseph Woll, because I could not remember the last time they had a homegrown talent in between the pipes. It's going to be turbulent, don't get me wrong, and you're the goalie, played in this league. There's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, but I think they have something in this kid right now.
I do too. Even his approach to the game, getting to know him a little bit last year, he was out when I was there, so we spent a lot of time, getting ready, and he was coming back from shoulder surgery. Just to, see him mature beyond his years and watching his approach, even going into that first start in Florida, they talk about his meditation and his, that stuff that, like, for me, I was a lot more, just aggressive, right? If I had a big game, I was so pumped up, and it took years of experience to get to where I think he is now. And it's like anything, these kids that are younger now are learning the right things earlier, right? And they're making adaptation, and their whole life becomes, the game and how to, speed up that curve. And he looks like a guy to me that's ready, you always want to talk about picks and how high he is or where he is, but I think the game does the talking. And when I watch him play, he looks like he's ready to go.
What can the ceiling be? Like, I think we always have to be careful when talking about young goalies. Like, there's so many perfect examples of that where there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs. Like, Jake Ottinger was turbulent at bits and pieces. He's found his game. I even like to look back at like a Connor Hellebuck. It took him a while to get his footing in this league. You look at Spencer Knight right now dealing with some stuff with the Florida Panthers. But what do you think ultimately the ceiling could be for like a Joseph Woll?
I definitely think he can be like your guy. I don't know if he's ever going to be, the Vasilevsky type. Those guys are, him and like, Carey Price and these guys that don't come around
Yeah.
very often. But I definitely think he can be a high quality guy for them. And he's still very young, and as long as he can be durable, right? But I also think there's this process now of like, how do you protect him, right? I don't think you want him to be the guy outright next year, in the sense of, maybe it's a 1A, 1B, something you can kind of let him grow into the position. Because what I find is when you get these younger guys that are transitioning from the prospect into the NHL, being the guy in the spotlight all year for the Leafs is going to add in a lot of different pressure that he's not totally used to. And I think he's going to have this playoffs to draw back on. But at the same time, if it starts going south, there's really nowhere to run and hide anymore.